AI predicts diseases before they strike. Blockchain transactions become quantum secure in a flash. And much more in today's show. But before we dive in, did you know 65% of our listeners aren't following us? If you're into this kind of futuristic tech talk, hit that subscribe or follow button and collect our episodes on pods.media. Your support means the world.
Get ready, because we're about to explore the mind-blowing possibilities of a future where AI, blockchain, quantum computing collide. It's like science fiction, but it's happening right now.
And that's exactly what makes it so fascinating. Individually, these technologies are already pushing boundaries, but together, the potential is off the charts.
Yeah, absolutely. It paints a future where these technologies aren't just evolving, but converging, creating something entirely new.
It's not just an upgrade, it's a paradigm shift. Take quantum computing, for example. It's like discovering a new law of physics that changes everything we thought we knew about processing power. Imagine tackling problems that would take classical computers centuries, maybe even millennia, in a matter of hours.
It's almost like having a cheat code for the universe. That quantum computers could actually simulate entire ecosystems. We could unlock highly accurate environmental predictions and actually get ahead of climate change instead of just reacting to it.
And that's just the beginning. Think about AI right now. It's impressive, but it's limited by the processing power of classical computers. Quantum computing could blow those limitations wide open, giving AI the tools to analyze massive data sets and tackle complex problems in ways we can barely imagine.
So we're not just talking about incremental improvements here. We're talking about AI that can predict diseases before you even show symptoms, develop personalized treatments based on your unique genetic code, or even design entirely new materials with properties we haven't even dreamed of.
Exactly. And the implications for drug discovery are staggering. Imagine using quantum AI to simulate how different molecules interact, essentially fast-tracking the development of life-saving medications. It could revolutionize how we approach healthcare.
Okay, but here's the thing that always trips me up. If quantum computing is this powerful, couldn't it also be used to break the encryption that protects our data? I mean, what happens to blockchain? The technology that's supposed to be unhackable when quantum computers become commonplace.
It's a valid concern, and it's why the development of quantum-resistant cryptography is so crucial. It's like building a shield specifically designed to withstand a quantum attack.
Is that even possible? Can we actually create a system that's secure against something as powerful as a quantum computer?
The article highlights how platforms like Ethereum are already exploring this. They're essentially integrating these new cryptographic standards directly into the blockchain itself. Think of it as a proactive measure to ensure that blockchain remains secure, even in the face of quantum advancements.
So, even with quantum computers on the horizon, we can still have secure, trustworthy transactions.
Absolutely, it's an ongoing race. But with the right safeguards in place, blockchain can continue to be a cornerstone of a secure and decentralized digital world.
Now, imagine this quantum computers running AI algorithms on the blockchain. That's where things get really wild.
Right? It's where the lines between these technologies start to blur, and the possibilities become truly mind-boggling. Imagine a world where AI isn't controlled by a few tech giants, but operates transparently and independently on the blockchain.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. How would AI actually exist on the blockchain?
Think of it more as a symbiotic relationship. It's not about physically storing AI on the blockchain, but rather using the blockchain's unique properties to enhance how AI functions.
So, you could record an AI's training data and decision-making process on the blockchain, making its actions completely transparent and auditable.
Precisely. And that level of transparency could be groundbreaking. Imagine AI algorithms making loan decisions in the financial sector, or managing self-driving cars, all while being completely open and accountable thanks to the blockchain.
That could be huge for building trust in AI, especially since people are already worried about bias and lack of transparency in current AI systems.
That's one of the most compelling aspects of this convergence. We can potentially build a future where AI isn't a black box, but a transparent and accountable system that works for everyone.
And let's not forget about speed. Could quantum computing actually make blockchain transactions lightning fast?
Absolutely. The way we validate and process transactions on the blockchain right now is relatively slow. But with quantum computing, we could be talking about near instantaneous transactions. It would be a revolution for everything from financial markets to supply chain management.
So, picture this. You send a payment, and it's confirmed on the other side of the world in the blink of an eye. All with unbreakable security thanks to quantum-resistant cryptography. Sounds like something out of a movie.
And it's just the beginning. The real magic happens when we start combining these capabilities and applying them to real-world problems.
Okay. I think we need to dive into some of those real-world applications, because it's all starting to sound a bit like theoretical magic. What are some concrete examples of how this convergence could impact our everyday lives?
Well, a few key areas, including healthcare, finance, And even social media. These are areas that are already being transformed by technology, but this convergence could take things to a whole new level.
Let's start with healthcare. I'm really curious about this idea of quantum AI being able to predict diseases before they even manifest.
It's a fascinating concept, and it all comes down to the ability to analyze massive data sets of genetic and medical information. Imagine an AI that can spot subtle patterns in your DNA or blood work that indicate a predisposition to certain diseases, years before any symptoms appear.
That's incredible. It would completely change how we approach healthcare. No more waiting until you're sick to get treatment. You could potentially address health issues before they even become a problem.
And it's not just about prediction. Quantum AI could also be used to develop personalized treatment plans based on your unique genetic makeup. This could be especially impactful for diseases like cancer, where treatment often needs to be tailored to the specific characteristics of the individual's tumor.
So we're talking about a future where healthcare is truly personalized, proactive, and potentially even preventative.
Exactly. And with blockchain, we can ensure that all of this sensitive medical data is stored securely and privately, giving individuals more control over their health information.
Okay, so healthcare seems like a no-brainer for this kind of tech convergence.
Right.
But what about finance? What role could this trifecta play in the financial world?
Well, with quantum-resistant blockchain, we could see a level of security that's virtually unbreakable. This could be a game changer for everything from digital currencies to complex financial transactions.
No more worrying about hackers stealing your cryptocurrency or manipulating financial market.
It's about creating a system that's built on trust and transparency. And with quantum computing speeding up transaction times, we could see financial markets operating at a pace that's unimaginable today.
It sounds like a dream for anyone worried about the security and efficiency of their online transactions.
It's about creating a financial system that's more robust, reliable, and accessible to everyone.
Speaking of accessibility, let's talk about social media. It's become such a dominant force in our lives, but it also comes with concerns around privacy and data security.
That's where blockchain could play a significant role. Platforms like Farcaster that are exploring ways to use blockchain to give users more control over their data and privacy.
So, imagine a social media platform where your data is stored securely on the blockchain, and you have greater transparency and control over how it's used. That's a huge shift from the current model, where tech giants essentially own and monetize our data.
It is a significant departure, and it aligns with the growing demand for greater data privacy and user empowerment in the digital world. And with quantum AI, we could see even more sophisticated ways to personalize content and connect with others online, all while ensuring that privacy remains paramount.
Okay. I'm starting to see how this all fits together, but I have to admit, it's a lot to take in. It feels like we're standing on the edge of a technological revolution, and I'm both excited and a little bit terrified at the same time.
It's understandable to feel that way. The potential is immense, but it's important to approach these advancements with both enthusiasm and a healthy dose of caution.
Absolutely. And I think that's a great place to pause for a moment when we come back. Let's dive deeper into some of the potential challenges and ethical considerations that come with this convergence. It's all well and good to imagine a utopian future, but we also need to be realistic about the potential pitfalls.
It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of what these technologies could achieve.
But as you mentioned,
We need to be mindful of the potential downsides, too.
it's like any powerful tool, right?
Sure.
It could be used for good or for bad. And with something as potentially world-changing as this technological convergence, the stakes are even higher.
Exactly. And one of the first things that comes to mind in the issue of accessibility. Quantum computers are incredibly complex and expensive to build right now. They're primarily within the reach of governments and massive corporations. What happens if this technology stays in the hands of a select few?
That's a huge concern. It creates a digital divide where only the most powerful players have access to the most transformative technology. It could exacerbate existing inequalities and create a whole new set of ethical dilemmas.
Precisely. We need to think about how to democratize access to quantum computing and ensure that its benefits are shared widely. Otherwise, we risk creating a future where the gap between the haves and the have-nots widens even further.
And what about the impact on jobs? Automation is already a concern. But if quantum AI can perform tasks that humans currently do, are we looking at mass unemployment in the future?
It's a valid concern, and one that we need to address proactively. As certain tasks become automated, we need to focus on retraining and upskilling the workforce to prepare them for the jobs of the future.
So, instead of fearing automation, we need to see it as an opportunity to reimagine the way we work and live. Maybe it's a chance to focus on uniquely human skills like creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence, things that machines are unlikely to replicate anytime soon.
Exactly. We may even see entirely new job sectors emerge as a result of this technological convergence. Think about the jobs that didn't exist before the internet. We could see similar shifts happen as quantum computing and AI become more integrated into our lives.
The article touches on the idea that we might have quantum programmers, AI ethicists, or even blockchain architects shaping the future. It's exciting to think about the possibilities.
And those are just the roles we can envision now. The reality is that this convergence will likely create opportunities we haven't even dreamt of yet. It's a time of immense potential, and it's up to us to harness it responsibly.
Speaking of responsibility, let's talk about the security implications of this technology. We've talked about quantum-resistant cryptography, but are there other potential vulnerabilities we need to consider? What happens if this technology falls into the wrong hands?
It's a crucial question, and one that we need to approach with a sense of urgency. The same technologies that could revolutionize healthcare and finance could also be weaponized. We need to have strong safeguards in place to prevent malicious actors from exploiting these advancements for harmful purposes.
It's not just about the technology itself, but about the ethical framework we build around it. We need to make sure we're using these powerful tools for good and not for harm.
Absolutely. We need to think about things like data privacy, algorithmic bias, and the potential for misuse. It's a complex landscape, and there are no easy answers. But it's a conversation we need to have now, before these technologies become so widespread that it's too late to course correct.
It almost feels like we need a new set of rules for the quantum age. The old ways of thinking about privacy, security, and ethics may no longer be sufficient in a world where quantum computers and AI are calling the shots.
That's a great point. We all have a stake in shaping the future of this technology, and we need to make sure it's a future that benefits humanity as a whole.
We can either let this technology control us, or we can control it. We can either let it exacerbate existing inequalities, or we can use it to create a more just and equitable world.
I think that's a powerful way to frame it. The choices we make today will have a profound impact on the future. It's a time for bold thinking, innovative solutions, and a renewed commitment to ethical principles.
And it's not just about preventing the negative. It's also about maximizing the positive. We need to ask ourselves, what kind of world do we want to create with these technologies? How can we use them to solve some of humanity's biggest challenges, from climate change to poverty to disease?
That's where things get really exciting. We have the potential to use these technologies to make a real difference in the world. We can create a future where everyone has access to quality healthcare, education, and opportunities. We can create a future where we live in harmony with nature, where we've solved the energy crisis, and where we've eradicated some of the most devastating diseases.
It sounds almost utopian, but I truly believe that with the right mindset and the right approach, we can make it a reality. This isn't about blind optimism. It's about recognizing the immense potential of these technologies and harnessing them for good.
And it all starts with asking the right questions, having difficult conversations, and working together to create a future that we can all be proud of.
I couldn't agree more. This has been an incredibly thought-provoking conversation, and I'm sure our listeners are eager to hear more about what the future holds. When we come back, let's take a quick break here.
Okay.
We are open for partnerships. Got a cool project? We've got the spotlight you need. We're opening our doors to a limited number of newsletters and podcast sponsorships, offering an exclusive opportunity to promote your brand and connect with our passionate audience. Check out the link in our newsletter or hit us up across all socials. We got this.
All right.
Let's explore some potential scenarios for how this technological convergence might play out in the long run. Is it all sunshine and roses? Or are there some bumps in the road ahead?
Okay, so we've talked about the potential, the bright sides and the dark sides of this whole AI blockchain and quantum computing convergence. Now, let's have some fun and really look ahead. What might the long-term impact of this be? How could this reshape humanity's future?
It's not just about individual advancements. It's about the synergistic effect of these technologies working together.
Give me an example. I'm having trouble picturing what that actually looks like. Imagine a global network of quantum computers all linked together, constantly crunching data and running simulations. This could lead to breakthroughs in fields like material science, where we could design entirely new materials with properties we haven't even thought of yet.
Like self-healing material, or fabrics that can generate electricity. Okay, now you're talking. What about something a little more down to earth? How could this impact something like, say, climate change?
That's actually one of the most promising areas. With quantum-enhanced AI, we could create incredibly sophisticated climate models that factor in countless variables and predict future scenarios with greater accuracy than we can today. Exactly. We could use this technology to pinpoint the most effective interventions, whether it's developing new renewable energy sources, designing carbon capture technologies, or optimizing how we manage our resources.
So climate change is a big one. What about healthcare? We talked earlier about personalized medicine, but could we actually see a future where diseases are eradicated altogether?
Eradication is a lofty goal, but I think it's within the realm of possibility. Imagine a world where we can identify disease predispositions at birth and intervene before they even manifest, or where we can develop targeted gene therapies that cure inherited diseases.
That's incredible. It would completely transform our relationship with disease. Instead of reacting to illness, we would be preventing it altogether.
And with blockchain, we could create secure and interoperable healthcare systems that give individuals greater control over their data, while facilitating seamless collaboration among healthcare providers.
It's not just about technological advancements. It's about reimagining the entire healthcare system.
Precisely. And these technologies could even play a role in enhancing our mental and emotional well-being. Imagine AI-powered tools that can detect early signs of mental health conditions and provide personalized support, or virtual therapists that are available 24/7.
I can see the benefits there. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, I want to give a massive shout-out to our partners at Perks.
Oh, yeah, they're great.
Yeah, the masterminds behind some seriously awesome free marketing tools for, you guessed it, on-chain creators.
Definitely check them out.
Yeah, go check them out on Farcaster and X. But I also have some concerns about AI getting too involved in our mental and emotional lives. It feels a bit intrusive, doesn't it?
It's a valid concern. Any advancements in this area need to prioritize user privacy and autonomy. The goal shouldn't be to control people's emotions, but to empower them with the tools and support they need to thrive.
So it's about striking a balance between innovation and responsible development. We need to make sure we're using these technologies to enhance human well-being, not diminish it.
Absolutely. And it's not just about individual well-being. It's about creating a more just and equitable society as a whole. These technologies could be used to address systemic inequalities, provide access to education and opportunities for everyone, and build a more sustainable and inclusive world.
It sounds like we're talking about a fundamental shift in how we live, work, and interact with each other.
It's a paradigm shift, for sure. And while there are certainly challenges and potential pitfalls, I believe that if we approach these advancements with the right mindset, we can create a future that's truly transformative for humanity.
This whole conversation has been mind-blowing. It's like we've taken a glimpse into a future that's both exhilarating and a little bit daunting. But I think the key takeaway here is that the future isn't predetermined. It's something we're actively shaping with every decision we make.
I couldn't agree more.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us. We hope this has sparked your imagination and inspired you to think differently about the world around you. Remember, the future is in our hands. Let's make it a good one.